At 7:17, the future of the Commanders franchise also looking bright. Commanders rookie minicamp is now wrapped up, and some of the team's youngest talent is already turning heads.
The camp gave draft picks and other young players hoping to earn a spot, their first chance to make an impression before the veterans arrive. And joining us now to break it all down, the surprises from minicamp, is David Harrison with the Commanders Locked On podcast. David, thank you for waking up with us. We appreciate your time, and we'll jump right in. We're getting our first real look at the rookie class. What stood out the most for you from minicamp this weekend?
Really just how comfortable Sonny Styles looked on an NFL practice field. I mean, he looked like a guy that just fit like a glove and did everything you needed him to do. And that's kind of been the story of Sonny Styles, even going back through the pre-draft process and even at the pro day at Ohio State, where he didn't work out because of how well he did at the scouting combine. Before that, just the presence that he brought, the leadership among his teammates, and the maturity. And just when you look at a potential quarterback of a defense and maybe the face on the other side of the ball opposite of Jaden Daniels, he's done pretty much everything you want to do. The great thing about his day out there on Friday was the 11-on-11 session, the team versus team sessions. No pads, no live hitting, things like that. But what you want to see is the vision and the ability to read, diagnose, and then close on the play. And Sonny Styles would have made pretty much every tackle on the field during that period when he was on there. And that's exactly the kind of thing you want to see from day one for a first-round pick.
I wanted to build on that just a bit more because, right, the fan base is so excited about Sonny Styles, and you've been talking about what you've seen from him early on, the communication, the leadership, the athleticism. Where do you think he could specifically make the biggest impact this season?
Yeah, I think initially in his first season, the look for him is that Mike linebacker spot, that middle linebacker, the guy that lines up off the ball, and maybe where's the green dot. Dan Quinn, the head coach of the Commanders, has talked to us about the potential of a second layer defender like a linebacker, or maybe even a third layer guy like a safety in Nick Cross or Will Harris, who's known for his veteran leadership, wearing that green dot communicator, which just sets the initial part of the defense. But whoever communicates the play, I think at the end of the day, Sonny Styles most likely in the middle of that defense, which kind of makes him a little bit of that centerpiece, right? Everything kind of flows around him and kind of dictates the pace around him. But he's also a guy that can play a lot of different positions. He can play kind of a big nickel where he can cover a tight end or something like that up the field, going back to his safety background, but he can also rush the passer. So I don't put it past defensive coordinator Durante Jones to try to do a lot of different things. But like head coach Dan Quinn told us this weekend, they're going to kind of start off with, let's just get this thing good before we try to get everything great. And I think Sonny Styles is off to a good start.
All right, so real quick before we go, Simone and I are trying to plan our trip overseas for when they go overseas and play. Yeah. The schedule release is coming out on Thursday. What are the fans watching most closely?
I think a lot of them are watching. Obviously, the home opener is exciting, the primetime games, but I think that overseas trip, because even if you're a home, a United States fan and you're not going to make the trip, you want to know when that's going to come. But if you're an international fan, you want to know as well. And all the vibes right now, so not substantiated reports, but the vibes, as we can say that that's going to be pretty early, maybe around week 4 of the NFL season.
Okay, that's what we're watching. Right, David Harrison.
Simone, let me write that down. Simone,
tickets booked.
David going to. Okay, got it.
That's right. David Harrison with the Locked On podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, we always appreciate the conversation and
Thank
your
you, David.
Expert opinion.
Appreciate you.
All right, Joe, over to you.